Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. It's Friday. It's Friday already, friends. Which means it is time for another video about cross stitch. I am Annie, joy-filled stitcher, here on YouTube as well as on Instagram. And if you are tuning in, it is because I don't know why. No, I'm just kidding. Most of you are tuning in because you have every week for a very long time. And for that, I am exceedingly grateful. So, this is a channel about cross stitch. So, if you happen to be new here since last week, and there are a lot of you, more on that in a minute. It is Friday, April the 10th. It is Good Friday. For those of you who celebrate Christian holidays, this is Good Friday. It is one of our highest holidays preceding Easter. This has been Holy Week this week. And for my friends who are celebrating Passover this week, I know Passover was just a couple of my friends had their Passover Seder dinners earlier this week. So, also this week was a supermoon, a pink supermoon, which thoroughly disappointed my child when I told her it isn't actually pink. Cause she's thinking she's gonna look up in the sky and it's gonna be a hot pink moon. But anyway, this is Flosstube number 47. So we are getting super, super close to the 1 year mark. The 1 year mark hit somewhere in the middle of May. So, what do we have for you today? Some stitching, not as much as I would like to show. Some stitching. There's more kind of towards the end. I'm going to do life update, like that life update at the end. I might briefly tell you some things that have gone on this week early in the video, but the rest will be at the end. A little bit of plans. A mountain of stash. It is what it is. I keep saying that. It is what it is. So first, let me say, if you are new here, welcome. I know a lot of you found me after two of the most incredible women in the stitching community shouted me out last week, and that is Pam and Stephanie of Just Keep Stitching. They're awesome. They shared that they love my videos and that they spend their Friday nights with me eating pizza, which by the way makes me like really want pizza. Like I really want pizza like right now. Yep. So, thank you so much, ladies. I think you are truly such a treasure to this community, and for you to share me, literally, you about had to scoop me up off the floor. Like, I kind of went, what? No. And then I had my husband come over and listen to it, and he's like, he had the biggest smile on his face, and he was just like, that's incredible. That's so cool. I mean, he gets what I tell him about it. So that was, and one of my faithful viewers was the one who said, have you watched their video? And I'm like, no, it's in my queue. My queue is like 100 videos long. Well, it went to the top of my queue and I watched it out of order. And amazing. And I loved that Stephanie did a live from Keepsakes and shared some cool charts. It was awesome. I had most of them. So I abstained for once. I did not like jump in. This is take 2 on this video because I was eating a tiny jelly bird egg when I was trying to do my intro, and I got like a bit of sugar in my throat. These are so good. Anyway, Easter, jelly beans. I don't like all jelly beans. I like those. And my husband's obsessed with the Starburst jelly beans. Oh, they're so good. I say you have to keep those away from me. So, this week, my stitchy bug ran away. a little bit over the weekend. And I'll get more into maybe why that happened like later in the video. This was a short week of school this week because we have Good Friday as a holiday, so they kept it as a holiday, which meant we had no work this week. And we have transitioned. This is our 3rd week of online learning, our 4th week out. And this week, they decided to give Wednesday as a catch-up day. Well, my 2nd grader doesn't need a catch-up day. My 2nd grader needs work every day. So we had to kind of get crafty, get a little creative on Wednesday and come up with some things to do. And of course, I got so ready to do my video and I'm like, somebody has to decide to mow. Well, it happens that I'm a little earlier this evening. It's 5:45. But I have big plans tonight. Super big plans, let me tell you. I'm going to watch Downton Abbey, the movie. I saw it in the movie theaters back in September when it came out. And like the 2nd weekend, I think it came out. And I was like, yes, I need some Downton Abbey in my life right now. And so I'm going to watch that. I'm obsessed with Downton Abbey. Anybody else? Show of hands. I give you 2 hands, but I'm holding my booklet. Which again, and not a lot of it's stitching. Not much at all. Anybody else feel like kind of in a funk? Kind of in a funk. But it is what it is. So, something else cool, and I'll talk a little bit more about this in plans, but you will be seeing a couple of other videos from me this weekend. I already filmed one. I was wearing the same shirt. I don't change. It is what it is. Like, that should be my motto. It is what it is, and that's what it is, and it must have jazz hands. I will forget, but, so this is kind of an upbeat, fun. So the faculty group that I work with, we have 2 separate campuses, and so our campus is called CTC, and our CTC group started a workout group to kind of keep us all like moving and keep our mental state there and just like not gain 1,000 pounds while at home. I mean, there are some people rocking it. I'm really proud. Every day this week, it started Monday. Every day this week, I have gone on a 30-minute walk. It has felt so good to clear my head and just like, so good. Like, get the blood pumping. And the weather's been pretty cooperative for that. I don't know if I'll be able to get my walk in tomorrow because we're supposed to have rain and storms like all day. But one of the ladies was like, hey, I did a tap video. Like, went on Amazon, bought tap shoes, and has been doing tap workouts. And I'm like, I have a pair of tap shoes. So I went and dug around in the attic and found my tap shoes from high school. Well, I told my husband that I was going to start doing some tap around the house, and he looked at me and went, what? And then, of course, the minute I put mine on to just see if it like would kind of come back to me, and it kind of did. Little one goes super fast into her room, grabs her tap shoes, and then she's tapping. Well, about that time, the dog comes in from outside, and something's bugging him. Well, I mean, he rolls around, and his paws get clickety-clacking on the wood floor. And so it was like we were all 3 tap dancing, and he just literally, this was him, he went and like walked out of the room. It was awesome. But anyway, we've been walking each day. Like today we did about 35 minutes. We went just right up the block and we park, and then we do this trail, and the 2 loops ends up being about 35 minutes. And Joyfield little one comes. Today we took the dog. The husband and the dog walked together. And the little one did a scooter for the first lap. And then the second lap, she walked with me, and it was like I was having to motivate her towards the end. And I was like, this is not okay that you're not motivated. She's like, it's hot. And it wasn't that hot. It was a beautiful day today. Yesterday, it was a beautiful day. It's going to be kind of crummy tomorrow and the next day. So Monday, we'll get back to it if I can't this weekend. But anyway, that was a little bit of life update, a tiny bit. So if you are new here, welcome, welcome. I think I already said this, but I'm going to say it again. I'm so happy to have you here. I hope that you hear something, find something that brings you joy. I had so many fantastic comments this week. I keep looking because I'm like, I heard the dog, and does that mean the husband is coming down after him? He's in the man cave. So many positive comments, so many kind things. I actually just happened to look at comments on last week's video, I think, and somebody had said that they found my videos and that they were looking for something to do during this time when they're kind of at home a lot and needed something to distract their mind. And they said they were coming back to cross stitching. That brings me joy. Like, your comments brought me joy this week. And I know I did not respond back to everyone. A little bit more on that later. But know that I read every single one, and oftentimes I go back and I reread them. That is helping immensely with my mental state, with my mindfulness, and just knowing that I have a place outside of my home. So yeah, I guess we should start showing some stitching. Does that sound good? Yeah? Okay. So I kind of, once again, have my things intermixed. So I've got some starts in with my whips. I did go ahead and start, and I had mentioned this in plans last week. I went ahead, I am doing the entire Noah's Christmas Ark series for my mom. I give her a Christmas something, or something at Christmas each year. And I decided last year to do Noah's Christmas Ark. So I am still working through the first chart. I gave her crocodiles this past Christmas, along with the freebie chart, which is the welcome mat that says, please wipe not hands. Please wipe your hands. Yes, please wash your hands. It says, please wipe paws, hooves, and feet. Something like that, like it's Noah's welcome mat. So I started giraffes. I had originally started stitching these on 36 count Stars Hollow Blend by R&R. I stitched the first 2 on that, and then I had enough to do all of them, but it was not an enjoyable stitch for me. So I ended up swapping this next round and going forward. I don't know that I'm going to have enough for all of them now that she's still releasing charts, because 7 just came out at market. This is a piece of 18 count, and it's Mystic Fabrics, and it was her Stitch Your Own Adventure. So when Cutting Cross Stitch said they were coming out with the Stitch Your Own Adventure, Sal, she came up with like 4 mystery dies. They were all neutrals, but you didn't know what you were going to get. So it was a large cut. It was like 27 by 30. So I hacked it down into small pieces, and I was using this for another project. Well, I UFO'd that, so I pilfered the fabric. So here's my start, and I love it. Oh my gosh. This went so fast. I mean, Aida is just like a breeze to me. And I know not everybody enjoys Aida, but the right fabric makes a project for me. And that can be linen. For instance, the mystery Sal, the mystery sampler, linens and threads, I love that on that 32 count. I love Autumn Drum on the 40 count linen. I love, my new start this week is on 32 count Lugana. I love it. I love this on the 18 count Aida. I love the ones I'm doing 1/1 on 25 count. I kind of like Pam and Steph said, I kind of stitch on just about anything, but it's the right piece for the right project. And I love this on here. It's just a fun little start. It's not much. I have this in a Be Crafty bags. I actually sent her the fabric over, she's in the UK. I sent her the fabric. She made this for me. And then I have a, That's So Calico Bitsy Bob in here. And I'm doing this in just the called for DMC. And I have some more of the cuts of fabric. Now, I did reach back out because I looked on Misty's website because I was like, maybe I should order another cut and I can sprinkle them in here and there, because it probably wouldn't be the exact same. And she's taken it down. It's sold out off of her website. So I reached out to her and I said, okay. And I showed her a picture of the cut. And I said, does this look like Veteris or does this look like Cocoa? And she said, it's kind of a mix of in between. So what did I do? I bought a piece of each. And in the Charles Craft, because this is a Charles Craft. And I like the Charles Craft, a little thicker. Anyway, I bought a piece of each, and I figure I'll just sprinkle them in as we go, so it doesn't feel like, oh, I ran out after the 5th series or something. So I'm going to at least do 2 of these this year. So Giraffes, and then the first one of chart 2. And I don't know which one that one's going to be yet. But I got started on this one. Because her birthday was on Wednesday. And we went and put yard cards in her yard that said happy birthday at like 10 in the morning. And then she didn't get home until like 4. So like all her neighbors were asking my dad all day long, whose birthday is it? Yeah, and then we took her flowers. Yeah, special day. We tried to make it as special as possible. All right, I did put a little bit more into my Elisabeth Cooper, which is in this So Much to Love. This is a big bottom bag. I had gotten this one off Stash Unload for a while. You can often find them on there, and this one was a steal. This is Elisabeth Cooper by Sassafrass Samplers. This is currently, I believe, still available via Sassy Jack's website. They design under Sassafrass Samplers. And this is Jesus Wept. It says Jesus Wept. It's a unique one because they were going to list it to sell, and they ended up doing it for free. And I'm doing the combination of 2/1 and 1/1. So the border is 2/2, and then most of the interior is 1/1. And I am doing this on a piece of, I'm looking to see if I have my notes as to what this is. It was already on there. This is on 28 count linen, and this was another one that was a Stitch Your Own Adventure. This one though is a little bit greener. So I'm actually really excited because I have, it's kind of hard to see, but I had just the tiniest bit of this border. Well, I have worked around and I'm almost done with this color of the border. And then it's got another color that goes opposite to make like little loops. And it works up pretty fast. So I definitely changed up my color palette from the called for. I added in some additional not pops of color, but muted pops of color. So this is my color palette. So I'm enjoying this one. I put a couple of different little stitching sessions into it this week to get that to where it is, and I'd love to see at least that first color of the border done by next video. We'll see. I'm not sure how well that will go. All right, so I pulled out for a prompt. I am doing I decided finally that I'm going to do enchanted stitching challenges this month. It is Cars, and I love the movie Cars. Such a fun movie. And so one of them talked about stitching on blue. This is another Be Crafty bag, and I sent her this fabric. If you've seen any of my videos, I have a pouch that's out of this same fabric. Oh, and Nancy had mentioned, Nancy is a local to me friend, and she asked me about the vinyl. I'm worried with the heat in Texas. Well, I will say that I don't travel with this style of bag, and I don't typically leave them where they're gonna get hot. My house is, is climate controlled all the time. So yeah, the only time I've ever had the vinyl, it was some writing on a chart, like in Sharpie maybe, or like it was on a baggie, got kind of stuck to the vinyl because I think it was in storage. But I've never had any problems with like fabric or anything like that. And like this bag, you can see I've basically got like 4 projects in here, and each project is housed in its, I got a lot of whips. And somebody said that they were watching with, I guess maybe their daughter, and their daughter said, how many whips do you think she has? And my answer to that is, this year, that number doesn't matter till the end of the year. Until then, it's all a fluid situation. So anyway, that was a long tangent. It meant something. This is Little House Needleworks Bethlehem, and I have had this one kitted since I picked back up stitching like 2017 maybe. And I am stitching this on a piece of, I had originally had this kitted on something else. I think it was one of the gingham the Weeks Dye Works gingham. Well, when I realized I didn't like that, I kind of chucked that, and I didn't chuck it. I think I sold it on Stash Unload. That was before I had my D-Stash page. And I pulled this piece of 18 count Mystic. The prompt was to stitch in the color of the person that you wanted to win the race, and I wanted to work on this, and so I said blue. Obviously I want Lightning McQueen to win, but I wanted to work on this, and it's Blue Corn by Classic Colorworks. So I only had part of this E. I don't even think I had the whole E. So I put in a little over 300 stitches. This is an 18 count Mystic Fabrics. It's just a one-off dye. And I really hope that the lawn mowing is not irritating in the background. Can't predict that the 90-year-old next door neighbor is going to decide to mow his lawn. It is a beautiful day, though. It's not too hot, so. Anyway, all right. Ooh, the next one is a new start. So this is a GaRon tote bag that I got a couple of weeks ago when they posted bags. And this one holds a new start, which is Mirabilia Gathering Eggs. I love her. And I worked on this a little bit each day. And this is on 32 count Storm Lugana. I picture this plus. And I got, this is not the whole border. I think I have maybe like 30 more stitches down here, but I wanted to get started on some of these fun blocks of color. So I'm kind of just doing some color completing. And it's really unique how the border, because it's like the next color will be a lighter variation of this, just how the yellow's lighter than this. And so I'm going to work some more in the border, and then as I get maybe about halfway down on the border on the edges, I'm going to start doing some of the details. And then eventually I'll come and fill in the rest of the turquoise on this side, and then I'll connect it at the bottom. But I'm loving this. I love this piece of fabric too. I will say that my beef about picture this plus linen being super tight, it's kind of true on the Lugana as well, but being that it's a 32 count, it's not super bothersome. And I'm just stitching this in the called for DMC. Super bright, super fun. Love it. Absolutely adore it. All right, so then another GaRon tote bag. Got this one. I think I got this one at the same time that I got the egg bag. And this one is holding my Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower. And this one and I went around and around this week. This is on a piece of 32 count. I think it's Fiber on a Whim. I have it in the back here. Fibers on a Whim. Merlot 32 count Lugana. And which way does this go? Like this. I got some put into this. Here is my complaint. You may see this. I was stitching these leaves. It's in the DMC. So this has a mix of about half DMC, half fancy flosses. Oh, and this is a GaRon Grime Guard. And I was doing 2/2 on these leaves. And they are a bit bulky to me. So then I was like, okay, I'm going to go in and try to do 1/2. Because this was another DMC color. I think it might be this fabric. So I am contemplating a restart because this is a big project. This is a big, awesome project that I definitely want to stitch. So I am contemplating several things. One, I'm contemplating a restart, and I actually have the piece that I might restart in stash, so I'll talk about that when I get there. It's my first thing. Now my other thing, oh, and I will share, this has a Floss Buddy. This is the wallet style. This is the whole color palette. So pretty. This is the wallet style. And this one I think holds 24. Yeah, 24. And this is Bags Plus. And somebody asked me what the floss holders were. And I think that this is what you meant, is all the different little floss buddies that I have that hold the flosses. I have them in all sizes. They're always linked in my description box. They're just not necessarily always there until Saturday morning. And that's just because on Friday evenings, I kind of want to get back to stitching, get this uploaded. I don't want to spend time doing all the description box because it takes me well over an hour to do the description information. And I don't want to wait to upload, to wait on that. So it's long and drawn out. My other thought is I love a lot of things in this, but I don't know that I love everything in this. So I'm considering, this is what I'm considering, and I might be crazy, is stitching some of the vignettes, like almost like a long scene. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Because I love these scenes. I love the house. I love the butterfly. I love these scenes. I love this right here with the animal kind of hanging off the letters. But I don't love the letters. I don't know. And then I love this lady and the bear and stuff. So I haven't really decided. Janine is a genius and this chart is amazing. I think I'm feeling overwhelmed by it. But I think if I swap it to the fabric I'm going to show you, I might feel better about it. So, that being said, this one's on hold. It's not in timeout because it's not even that far along, really. All right, and the last one that I worked on, and this is it, guys, and I'm sorry that this is all I really have. And this lives in a Kathy pouch. Kathy, my dear buddy Kathy, who now every day sends me blessings on Instagram, and I love that. She made this for me, and this one holds my Blackbird Designs by the Chimney with Care, and I am stitching the birthday, I call it the birthday stocking, this one right here. I think I will likely also stitch this one. This will not be my last one of these stocking charts. I think I probably need to start getting them like ASAP because who knows when Blackbird's going to decide we're not going to have them anymore. And this is on a piece of 18 count color and cotton. It was from a mystery grab bag, and I did a color and cotton conversion, and it is almost finished. So literally all I have left to do is there's some more green striped stitching down here for the toe, and then there's a light pink color for the candle flames and some cute little dotted motifs, but everything else is done. And it looks really good on here. When I'm up close, it all looks real blended into the fabric, but right here it looks really good. And I love it. And if you have never stitched on color and cotton fabric or color and cotton flosses, please get yourself some. In fact, if they still have any, they are switching over their hang tags. And so they have all of their flosses on sale for $2. They're 8 yard skeins. So they're already a deal, but then they're on sale for $2. Now, granted, I placed a ridiculous order day before yesterday. When they very first posted it, it was like 9 o'clock at night. I rushed over and grabbed some for some different projects, and then just some because I liked them. But I think they might still have some. So pop over there and see. And I also have several outstanding orders for fabric. So that leads us into plans. And one of my plans is to finish this. I'd like to have this one off my whip list going forward like into Mania. And I think it's an easy one to get finished. So I would like to get that finished. I think I maybe have 80 stitches left. If that. Maybe not even that much. Okay, so plans. I want to finish the Blackbird design stocking. I would like to work more on Elisabeth Cooper's border and maybe get both colors done. I think once I have the first color done, the second color is literally just the opposite, and there's not as much counting and making sure to make it match. I did go ahead with this one and start with the border. I'm going to continue to work on gathering eggs through Sunday. I've just set it as a focus this week, and I've worked on it 30 minutes every day. I still have to work on it today for 30 minutes, but that's okay. I got time tonight. I am going to start on Sunday a project called Easter Row. It's in my stash. It's my Easter start. So I had an Easter week and an Easter start. No, I'm not having any start guilt. I'm just starting. If I feel like it, I'm going to do it. I do want to put some more time into Joy Be Unconfined. In fact, I've already marked in my pattern some stitches I want to try to put in. And I am starting to think about Mania, even more so. In fact, watch for this weekend and early next week. I don't know when I'm going to put them both up, but I already filmed one. I did kind of a stash dive of sorts. I went through 2 of my kitted buckets and looked at, okay, what's a for sure Mania start and what's a possible Mania start, and I whittled down those 2, and then I have a whole nother bucket and then some of my patterns. So I might actually, by this time is said and done, I might have 2 more buckets because I've got stuff over here that might happen. It might happen. So anyway, I'm starting to think about Mania and what that's going to look like. I think tentatively I'm saying 20 new starts with some specific dates, and then the other ones will just be spins of the wheel, decision wheel. So yeah, that kind of brings us to stash. So here's the deal. I know some of you are like, I don't care about stash. And usually that's about the point that I like notice that viewership drops off, is about the time I start talking about stash. And that is totally cool. I know not everybody is into stash. I like stash. I like seeing what people get. I like being enabled by it. Unfortunately, I'm fairly enabled by lots of people, and then that's why I buy the things that I buy. I am supporting the small business economy. I also, a lot of this is because I destashed so many different counts of fabrics, and I'm replenishing in the counts that I love right now so that I can have something in my stash. So, I had some other things I wanted to share as maybe my plans. So this is a So Much to Love bag. So sorry, I'm not saying goodbye to you yet if you want to see some more plans. I need to start on, and it usually only takes me a day and a half of stitching to do my April square dance. But I need to figure out what my colors are, because I think I have 1 orange pulled. I have like 3 greens. So I have plenty of greens, and I've got a yellow if I want to pull in yellow, but I only have 1 orange pulled. So I need to figure out if there's another orange I want to pull. Theoretically, I think every dyer has a carrot. So this one is burnt orange, and I liked it because it looks real rustic. So I thought that one, and then maybe a more pop of color. So I definitely need to work on my April square dance. So that's part of plans. This bag, GaRon tote bag, this was the March bag of the month. This one houses all of my Be Well and Stitch. Thank you for those who said nice things about my Be Stitching Well. Be Stitching Well. Every day we be stitching well. This one houses a lot of different ones. So I've got the light. I could work on that one. I could also work on Let Joy Be Unconfined. But I also have, which one in here that I want to start? I want to start this one, which is Stitching with the Housewives. This is the little Chicken Love. I think this would be a cute one just to bust out real quick. And if it doesn't last over a day, it doesn't count in your whip count, right? Right? I don't know. Anyway, and then I've also got this one, which is the Hands-On Design, Choose Happy, Be Well. I've got also another Barbara Anna in there, which is the Key. But I'm not going to start that one until I finish the light. So yeah, I've got those that I could work on. I also have, this is another GaRon tote bag. This was the January bag of the month. I have my Linens and Threads Mystery Sampler. And so I could definitely start, because this is going to be a behemoth month. I've already shown you. This is April's, all colored out. I cannot wait. Y'all had the nicest things to say about this. But I can't wait to get started on this. So that could be a possibility. My goal is to keep on top of them. So if that's the case, I need to kind of start thinking about when they could work into some tasks maybe, or some prompts. I also have Animal Almanac, which is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And this month it's Posy. So I have that one I can work on. And then the other one that I really need to pull out, because it's a Whipco this month, and my goal is the page finish, is my Heaven and Earth Designs Quick Strip Quick Stitch Tranquil Tulips. Artwork by Hannah Disney, which I think is really Hannah Lynn now. So yeah. And I don't have very much on that one. But I do have Pattern Keeper on my Kindle. So, I mean, I have some more. It's a GaRon Grime Guard. And I have all my flosses for this. It's a beautiful palette of colors. I have all of my flosses for this in a, oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. This lives in a sweater bag for now. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I'm a terrible winker, by the way. I look like I'm having a face spasm. This is a 90 pocket floss buddy from Bags Plus. It has like a scissor clip, has like a pin pocket down here, and 90 pockets. And then she did mine with the colorful teal felt behind, and then it's got Tula frogs. So I love that. All right, so those are some things I could work on. Now we're gonna move on to some stash. So again, if you're not into stash, I'm kind of organizing over there. I'd like to do this in one clip and not have to put it into iMovie and edit. If you're not into stash, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to hang with me and watch with me and see what I've been working on this week. If you're interested, I am going to do some of my stash, and then I'm going to share some of what happened this week. And there's some interestingness, kind of some more in-depth life update. So yeah, let's get started with stash, which means we have a song. My bucket is even maybe heavier than last week. Joy-filled stashy stash time, and it's very, very full this week. All right, so the first thing that I got is I realized I have a whole skein of floss down here in my chair. Now I have to figure out what this goes with. Oh, poop. I think I know. We're going to put that over there. I don't know what that goes with. That was Gentle Arts Pine. It is what it is. Where's my phone? Because I had a picture. Oh, right here. So, because because I have the Animal Almanac, Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery gives you a coupon code to use throughout the year to purchase supplies. Like you can go and purchase the Animal Almanac, like kit pack. Like when they got more in, you could go use your coupon to do that. Well, I had been longing to stitch this piece, and I noticed they had one more of the Aida kit, and I went, you know what? It's mine. And I used my coupon code, which is awesome. And this is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Storytime Sampler. So this is what it looks like. So it's got, each month has a different, you've got Alice in Wonderland, you've got Secret Garden, Sherlock Holmes, Wizard of Oz, Phantom of the Opera. There's some of them I'm not as familiar, like there's Charlotte's Web, Peter Pan. I don't remember what that one is. Anne of Green Gables. I'm not sure what that one is. And Christmas Carol. But I have seen some people do some conversions of some of them, like they converted Phantom of the Opera to Beauty and the Beast, and so I will likely be doing something like that. I've noticed that some people converted this gal right here into Rapunzel, and then a lot of people converted, I don't remember exactly which one it is, but there's one of them that a bunch of people converted to Mary Poppins, and that will be a for sure. So yeah, I ended up getting the pack. It comes with, it came with a nice thank you note with a little chart on the back. And then it has the 16 count Storm Aida. It comes with all the DMC. It comes with 5 of the called for week Style Works and a pack of needles. So I'm super excited to decide when I'm going to start this. I don't know. Probably not anytime soon. But I saw that and I was like, a kit? I'm kind of like Erin 2 Martini Stitcher. She talks a lot about liking things that are just all together for you. And I like that too. Now granted, I'm also one that I like to change a lot of things up. So that one's going to have changes. And pretty much every other project I've kitted so far has changes. So then I got some goodies off of Stash Unload. So there was a awesome seller who was destashing cuts of Picture This Plus. So I got this 32 count Lugana in shale. It is a fat quarter. And then I got a fat quarter also 32 count Lugana in bog. So just some added neutrals into my 32 count. Then a different seller had this piece of Crystal Wren. I don't know what this is going to be for, but it is a 28 count Lugana in Crystal Wren. And then this same seller also had this piece that was a Dying for Cross Stitch 28 count Lugana. And I thought this was a really pretty piece, and it's just a fat 8th. So I got those two. And then a lady that I've gotten things from before, she actually was selling the 32 count Lugana in the natural and cream color. And so I got a fat quarter of that from her. Because the fat quarter shop is out right now. But I have an idea for a project for this. Not that it was any big deal, but it was a good price. And I asked if she had it, and she had some more. And I had not seen this Plum Street. This is maybe a slightly, 2007. So this is their older packaging. This is Fruit of the Spirit. And it says the Fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace. And I just love that. I think that's such a fun chart. And I love the 3 little different houses and the gigantic strawberry and the cross with the crown. And the dogs and the Adam and the Eve. Just fun. Different one that I hadn't seen before. So I went ahead and grabbed that from the seller that had it. Alright, so week or so ago, Bee Stitch Me had their Friday night fight night, and I didn't get anything because I forgot. Oh well. But I went over to her website and she had some available. So I got a piece of toast. This is an 18 count Aida in toast. Good neutral. And then I got this piece of 25 count. She has 25 count Lugana in granite. And I love that. So I am thinking, because this is a big piece of 25 count, that I'm going to pick some kind of fun chart that I want to stitch like bigger and do it 2/2 on the 25. Just for something different. Sorry, that's a little crinkly. I even undid the things, but I'm kind of going through this fairly quickly. All right, so then Mystic Fabrics, Misty, had she posted goodies on, it wasn't Sunday, I think it was on Monday at noon, and I was late to the game, but that's okay. I didn't really need anything. But she did have some leftover fabric of the month. So I got another piece of Reflection, but this is a 32 count Lugana fat corner. I love this light blue color. So again, just building back up my stock of the sizes I like. Also in this order, she went ahead and shipped me the Sulky Pack for Liberty Hill Farm, because this did not arrive back with her from Nashville, so she got this for me. And sent it. So that's another piece that I have with the sulky. And then she also sent me the freebies. I had not gotten my freebie pack in my order, so she made right on that and sent them to me. I love her. And then she posted yard cuts of black 14 count black Aida for like a steal, like crazy steal. Now you had to pay priority shipping because 14 count Aida, yard of it is beefy. But I'm thinking I have several things, for sure spring tulips, but a few other things that are like on the chalkboard or the dark colored black or whatever. And I cannot handle Joblin or Aida, like high count Aida on black. So I got the 14 count black. So it is a swath. I mean, this is like whoopam, and it keeps going. It keeps unfolding. So I'm going to keep it just tucked like this. So yeah, got me some black aida for all those awesome chalk things that are so popular right now. All right, so then I got my weekly orders. My weekly installment of order from Threads Entwined. Just a reminder, in case you didn't know, that oh my gosh, choo choo! I lost my train of thought. I have a code. Duh. I have a code at Threads Entwined. Joy15 will get you 15% off between now and the end of May. I have used it liberally. I've used it a few times. But yeah, I mean, she has some great Nashville stuff left over. She's got huge Floss inventory. She's got some fantastic fabrics, especially if you're kind of a linen fan. She's got a lot of good linen right now. She's looking at restocking her color and cotton fabrics soon. So I got some flosses. These flosses are for some things I'm kitting up. This is for Merry Friends from Plum Street. And I love that she sends her flosses on the rings. This is for Autumn Dream. Here's why I needed this for Autumn Dream. I lost my flosses for Autumn Dream. They were DMC, but I can't find them. And I was like, okay, that's a sign that I need to do it in the call for. So I got those. And I got the flosses for Sleeping Bee, which is such a different palette than Quilting Bee. And so I love it. And I will say, super good prices, lightning quick shipping. I have a local friend to me who cross stitches who said, where do you like to shop? And I said, well, I love the stitch niche. And she was like, I do too. She said, but it's really hard when I can't see pictures of things. And so I did say, well, you could probably reach out and they could probably take pictures of things. I said, but if you don't mind shopping online, go to Threads Entwined. And I shared the code with her. So I think she was going to go investigate what else she could find. I was like, I will warn you. Fair warning. Rabbit hole. You're going to fall down it. All right. So then these arrived today, and I didn't know they were coming today, but it was very exciting. I ordered a while back from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I ordered, I ordered their koala needle minder, which was benefiting the Australia fire relief. But they have a deal where you can get 3 of them for a great price. So I also got a cute little gingerbread man. And I got this one. I think it's so cute. Hello Pumpkin. It's hard to see. Hello Pumpkin. And so I got some needle minders. I'll just put them back here. Oop. Doop. And they're strong. They were sticking to my basket, the metal part of my basket. Alright, so then we have 2 big 1, 2, 3 stitch orders, but I will show you my bags I acquired this week. Sue's over there rolling her eyes again at me. Somebody posted this bag. That's a So Much to Love bag. I can spot them a mile away, like in somebody's album on Stash Unload. And I love it. I love this bag. Like, look at it. It's yellow and white gingham on the inside. These are my colors. This is my jam. I don't know what's going in it yet, but I feel certain something will. That's currently in a plastic project bag. I'm so excited about that one. All right, so then I showed, I think, last week the quilted bag. Well, so I had seen this one, and I was like, oh, I need that one too. And she was like, well, I can get you one, but it'll be a week or so. And I was like, totally fine. So she made this up for me. So this is French General fabric. Oh, it's so pretty. It's got the pretty scissor pull. It's actually scissors. Zipper pull. And then look at the inside. That's so pretty. I mean, it's pretty on the inside too. Anyway, she is on Stash Unload. She does lots of different ones. She has one that's batiks. She has, oh my gosh. So anyway, this is going to be holding all joys for thine. Blackbird Designs. I already know what's going in it. So that came today. And then I had, I was going to resist GaRon's bags last week, but then I realized he had one that was going to be perfect to get Tranquil Tulips out of the plastic sweater bag and get it into something nice. And it needs a bigger one because it's a big gal. And he had this one. It has the butterflies. And it's the bright colors. I don't know if there's actually any tulips on here, but I don't care. So, yep, I grabbed it. And then what I love is kind of, there's that fractured light effect of that pattern. Look at the inside. I didn't even notice the inside. But it's like stained glass leaves. Yeah, I'm glad I bought it. He posts bags at least once a month in the Facebook group. Occasionally more frequently. Just depends. And then I've got 2 big old orders from 123 Stitch. They're not that big. Okay, they're kind of big. So this order started out with, you know, it's like things just pile on. It's pile on and pile on. So this order started out with, I got another fabric option for Berry Bowl. So this is 28 count Lugana, picture this plus in earthen, which is by far my, it's a repeating theme. This is like my new favorite neutral. And then this is the 28 count Wren. And so I think this is what I'm going to go with because it has the 1/1 in the middle. So yeah, I think this is what's going to end up being. I need to make sure these are big enough pieces. I think they are, but I'm excited. So I got those. And now that they've come in and I've seen them, I think that's going to be spectacular. I don't know. What do you think? You think it's good? I think it's good. And because I love earthen, I bought it in 32 count. But I think it's interesting to see the slight difference in the 28 versus the 32. Anywho. So I started with the fabric for Berry Bowl Sow. And then I added the 32 count because I love earthen. And then I was watching Java Girl Stitches and she was working on Easter Bunny Row. But she's doing the Priscilla conversion. So, oh yes, I did, in fact, buy the chart and the colors to do her conversion. Because I scurried on over to see, okay, what is in her conversion? What are the colors? And I went, add. They had them all. Yep. So this is my Easter day start. Is Bunny Bowl. Easter Bunny Row by Mint Creek. Now, I am hopeful I have a piece of fabric for this. I feel certain I do. So then, they were having a sale on charts that had proverbs. Well, I sing this song with my daughter every night. And so it's This Is the Day. And this is Little House. Or no, this is Country Cottage Needleworks. I will be doing conversion on this. I don't super love the palette, but I think this is adorable. And if you've never heard this song, it goes, this is the day that the Lord has made, I will rejoice and be glad in it, Oh, this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. This is the day that the Lord has made. And then I say, because her name rhymes, because her middle name is Grace. So, that was your musical interlude of this episode. I also grabbed spring salt boxes because I would like to stitch all of these, and I was like, I want the spring ones first. I got shopping problems. Oh well. Alright, so that was one. Then came the hate sale. And I did me some 25 count easy grid. So I got a piece that should work if my math is right. I got a piece for Ice Princess and a piece for Farewell to Anger. And I believe I am going to do 2/110 stitch. Or 1/1 full cross. I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking I'm going to do them tent. Because everybody says 2/110 is awesome. right, so then I got 2 DMCs that I needed for Sewn in Friendship and Token from a Friend, like that combo. I will say, I ordered floss from Michael's Curbside, because ours is still doing curbside. But my biggest, I don't want to be frustrated because they're still, you know, providing me a service. But please don't pull a color next to the color I would like, or don't pull, if I order 2 712s, don't pull a 712 and then a 712 light effects or the satiny. Like, that was my frustration, is I didn't even get all of my order. And my husband was like, yes, you did. Yes, you did. Well, the problem is when I would have to pull up my email, because their pull list just has the group number. Now, it's not really the pull list. It's more like their invoice. Anyway. All right. So then I had shown the chart for Farm Life. So I went ahead and grabbed the flosses for Farm Life. It's a mixture of Classic Colorworks, DMC, Weeks. I think that's just about it. And then I ended up getting a piece of 3 different neutrals to see which one I liked best. So I got Heartland, 18 count Heartland, 18 count Shale, and 18 count Earthen. And I ended up with the colors really liking Heartland. So that is going to be for Farm Life, which means I now get to add 18 count Earthen and 18 count Shale to my repertoire. Now these are 12 by 17 pieces. Well, these are 17 by 25 pieces of Earthen and Shale. I bought this for something. I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's something larger that I needed a larger swath for. But I'm thinking, okay, so Huckleberry Farm calls for Shale. Or if I do some finagling with the chart a little bit and stitch vignettes, Shale. So I don't know. I need to sit down and look at that and really contemplate it and figure out. But now I've got a lot of Earthen and Shale. And I've got some more things to show you in my second stash dive video, because these are not in my first one. My first one is all the things that were all kitted before this. So anywho. Alright, so, oh, I just found more stuff that needs to go in that bag. Oh well. That's all the stash. That's all the stash. So, a little life update. So, last Friday I shared a little bit about kind of mentally where I was, and it was not a great place. However, I have to say that I was very touched, and I don't mean this in a trite way. I was very touched by how each of you just really reached out to me and were like, thank you for sharing. You shed light on it for me, or I applaud you. There's no shame in it. So in that spirit, I will share that Saturday, about midday, I started to feel what I felt like was a panic attack coming on. So I did what I needed to do and tried to calm myself. 2.5 hours later, I was still having chest pains that like started as a warmth and a tingling and radiated all the way out, went to both my arms. My arms would go numb. It went all the way up the back of my head. So after 2.5 hours, I called and asked my mom to please come get my child. And I said to my husband, you have to take me to the hospital. He said, you cannot go to the hospital. You cannot go to the hospital right now. And I said, I have to figure out what this is. Like, I don't want to go. So, in talking on the phone with my dad as we were like driving down our street, he said, if you're going to the hospital, call an ambulance. So, I went by ambulance to our emergency room, the closest one to us, which is a smaller hospital. It's still a great facility. And the paramedics gave me a mask to put on immediately. There was no concerns that I had the virus or anything of that nature. So anyway, my husband could not go with me, so I went by myself. I was there for approximately 4.5 hours. They ran a ton of tests. They did a chest x-ray, they did an EKG, they did all kinds of different things. My heart rate was through the roof. My blood pressure was really high, and I take, blood pressure medication. Transparency, I take blood pressure medication. And it just didn't seem to want to stop. Like, I was still every now and again having those. The blessing in all of this was the first face I saw as I'm coming in on the gurney off of the ambulance was somebody I have known since kindergarten, who's a nurse there. So she was the first one to talk to me. She came in my room, she talked to me. I almost, like, things calmed down a little bit for me when I got into the ambulance, and I felt like I was with people who could help me if something was going terribly wrong. Come to find out, the minute they put in, started fluids on me, everything started to return to normal. So it was determined. I was extremely dehydrated. And so they put me off of caffeine. I cannot have any caffeine. I have to watch my coffee and my tea, which stinks because I've now been in the throes of caffeine withdrawals for a lot of the week, which means dull headaches, things like that. I will also say I've noticed an uptick in my screen time for work, for whatever, and I'm noticing I'm getting, like, kind of tension headaches. So I'm getting myself some blue light blocking glasses. So I will be wearing those, like, when I'm doing my computer work or whatever, like, at the same time. So it's gonna be super cute, super fashionable. But I will say this, I don't regret going. I wore the mask the whole time. I was in the safe section of the hospital. They did not tell me I needed to quarantine when I left. I feel very comfortable. Like, I don't feel ill. I'm starting to feel better. Getting out and walking and clearing my head this week has been great. I felt a little bit of the anxiety start to creep back in this week, but when I feel that, I get up, I find something to do. The middle of the day walking has been awesome. It does still creep in here and there, and I would say that if you're feeling those things, it's totally normal. We are in a situation where things will creep up on you so fast, and we're in a different world right now. So I've still been having some episodes of elevated heart rate, elevated blood pressure. So my primary care has me tracking those. And she's looking at putting me on, I think she calls it a beta blocker, which kind of just calms everything, all your heart muscle, and it calms that whole process. So she's looking at that maybe for next week. I don't go in to see her. I have the patient portal where I can message back and forth with her, and she's great about getting back with me. But I just want to thank you all, because going back and rereading comments has helped me exponentially this week. So I think that's all I need to say about that. I think that's all I need to say about most everything. So watch for Stash Dive videos, because I'm excited for you to kind of see some of the things. Now, some of them I've shared in previous videos, obviously, but like I even did a different camera setup. Like, I was sitting on the floor and it was just more chill and casual. Like, not that this is super formal, like we're formal here. I want to thank each of you for watching. Thank you for those of you that reach out to me on Instagram when you see something that you think would be cool. I love those of you that contact me on Fridays and are like, do you know what day it is? I love those of you that are like, hey, help me with some color setups. Like, you're great with color. What do you think about these things? And I'm totally, that gives me something to do. It gives me something to put my mind to that's a creative thing. So keep reaching out. Keep saying, hey, what's up? If you have questions, put questions down below. I do try to answer those, at least in comments, or I'll answer them here, as in the case of Nancy's final project bag stuff. We are well over an hour. It's not as long as the last two, but I didn't have as much stitching this week. But I'm going to go ahead and head out for tonight to go and do some stitching after I put all this foldy roll away. And I wish you happy stitching this week. Find things that bring you joy. Find things that bring you happiness in this wonky world we're in right now. And I'll see you next Friday for the next fun Flosstube Friday weekly update. That's not really how that goes, but it's not rolling off the tongue this week. So anyway, bye friends.